Hi, okay, so it's Nakimbe, and I'm just going to leave you guys a quick video message to tell you, when you work with our company, how you really do get a customized marketing plan. I hope you can hear me. Holy, there's a lot of construction. It's way noisier here than it was just 2 minutes ago. Anyway, let me go here. Okay, here we go. So this is what I want to say. So there's this wonderful lady in my life. Her name is Barbara, and she's like a mentor, mother, auntie, sister, friend, like just has had a huge impact in my life. And she has this great shea butter based product for your hair, and it smells fantastic. And it's called Y Organics. So Y apostrophe Organics. Beautiful line, great quality, blah, blah, blah. So I'm using her product in my hair today, just a little bottle. And I'm like, Nakimbe, what is wrong with you? Why haven't you bought product from this woman? She's your friend, you love her, you know the product is good. Why have you not bought it? And then I started to look at it from a marketing perspective. So if I were to sit down, so I'm trying to think about me, again, the target market, the audience. And I'm thinking, okay, why can't Barbara get me to buy from her? It's now, first of all, she's not really pushing it, and she shouldn't, because you don't want to annoy people. And I think she gave me the product for free, maybe with the hopes that I would buy again, or buy period. But I'm like, so this is what I would suggest that Barbara do. All of her main, like target markets, like girls like me with sister locks, I would give them little samples. And not just give a sample, say, hey, try this, because you're expecting them to just try it on their own schedule and then, get back to you. Or it's like, oh yeah, I tried your product and order. That's, what a small business person is thinking when they give away samples. But that is not really effective, because I know if Barbara, and again, you have to put yourself in the shoes of the buyer. So if Barbara were to give me a sample, and she did a few years ago, I tried, oh yeah, this is nice, and I put it in my cupboard, and that's it. But if she were to ask me for feedback, if she were to ask me to fill out a survey, if she were to ask me to do a video testimonial about the product, then all of a sudden there's something in it for me. My ego's involved, and there's like a timeline set, and so that's the first thing that I would advise Barbara to do to start to market her product, is give away free samples and say, okay, here's a free sample of this. This should last you like 2 weeks. And give clear instructions. I want you to use it every day, twice a day, and say, I'm going to call you once a week just to see how things are going, because you have to sort of be on people, right? And so let's say after 2 weeks, everyone's used the product, and she's like, okay, so can you leave me a video testimonial? Tell me what you liked about the product. She's already getting collateral, and she's already using video. So after I make this video, actually, I'm going to call Barbara and be like, oh my gosh, I've just so been neglecting you, but not really. It's just I've been, trying to grow the business to a certain level, and now that it's at that level, I can sort of, it's got a process, and it's, linear and worked out, so now I can work on her project. But yeah, so, and it's just like with the SLEG event that I'm doing, it's really competition for me. I really like to see my clients' campaigns do well, because it's not really about you guys, it's really about me. Yeah, you make money and that's all great, but it's like, haha, no, that happened because of me, and I just get to feel all powerful. And yeah, so I'm going to work on a project and help Barbara market her product, and I'll give you guys a product progress update to let you know how that's going. But yeah, so that's the first thing I would have her do. Give out free samples, great. And then the price was also concerned. I don't remember what it was, but I think I remember when I saw the price, I'm like, I don't even know really enough about your product. Yeah, I love you and I'm your friend and I want to support you, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money on this product. So now that she's given a free sample, in that time you also want to follow up probably with, not necessarily an app, but sure, why not an app? Because I just think that, I was going to say with an email follow-up series, but like nobody really cares about email anymore. So yeah, I'd probably say download my app and then send messages every day about healthcare, your hair and health, little messages and whatever. And also I would also focus on what happens when you don't use the product. What happens when you get too busy in your day, and then I would write a campaign that would be one of the ads, but I'd write a campaign and be like, look, I know that you care about your hair, but you're busy, you've got kids to look after, you're working out, you don't always have time to think about your hair. But this is what's happening every day that goes by, every week that goes by, every month that goes by, and then 4 years down the line, you look in the mirror and you look more like your mother than you hoped you'd look, and you're not happy with your look. And if you'd only started 4 years ago taking care of your hair, your hair would be nice and shiny and blah, blah, blah. So you're planting that seed in their mind that not only is your product great, but if they don't use the product, this is what's going to happen. So here's the deal. Because you use a sample and because you gave us a testimonial, we're going to give you 50% off of this product, which let's say is $50. So for this $50 package, we'll give it to you for 50% off. We'll give it to you for $25 if you introduce this to a friend. And how hard can that be? How hard can it be to be like, hey, try this great product? How hard can that be if you've already used it, you've already given a testimonial? And then the product ends up in my hands and I get it for $25, and now I've already been in the habit of using it every day. So that's another thing. She can use the urgency tactic. Again, about marketing, it's about tactic, a marketing tactic that's like, hey, okay, you've been using this product for 2 weeks. Don't go 1 day or 1 week without it. You know, sign up for your subscription right now, and the package will arrive on your doorstep the day after your sample product is set to expire, and then have them pay for shipping and handling. And great, so they get the first one for $25, and that's wonderful. And then maybe give them a discount next month, something like that. But just keep incenting me to keep buying. And then after I realize how much money I'm spending, then we would create an email campaign or a marketing campaign and saying, hey, like, you've been on the product for 90 days. We really want to thank you. You know, how about you just go on a subscription, because you obviously love the product. You're already using it so much. You know what? Instead of like being $50, if you get on subscription, and it will come to your house automatically every 30 days. That way Barbara has residual, predictable income business. This is what I'm telling you. When you work with Maptim, you get so much more, because like, I'll tell you how to set up your business. Anyway, so it's like, yeah, instead of, and then we'll work out the numbers. We'll find out what the right price range is, so that everybody's profitable and everybody's happy. But yeah, so then the marketing message would be like, hey, you've already been using this product for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, and we really want to thank you. So, you know, instead of spending this much money, you know what, how about, you know, why don't you sign up for our subscription program? And that way it will come to your door every 30 days. And instead of paying $50 a month, you know, we'll give it to you for $40 a month or whatever. And then, you know, for the holiday season or birthdays or Mother's Day, you have a little special, you got to treat your customers nicely. And this is the kind of marketing plan that I'm going to lay out for Barbara. And this is the kind of marketing plan that I would lay out for your individual business. And every individual business is different. Obviously, you're not going to have the same sort of marketing platform as Barbara, my friend, with her product, Y Organics. But yeah, so that's just how the marketing plan goes. And then in terms of other things, then I would have a whole bunch of blog posts on black hair. I would find out about different websites and different groups to market to, and, you know, start to get a following online, and use Instagram and pictures and testimonials, and start to grow a little bit of following, start to grow a little bit of credibility, start to position herself as a leader and an influencer and a thought leader. And, you know, because Barbara has been she's been trying to do a lot of things for a lot of years. Very, 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 very successful lady. And I know one of the things that she wanted to do was set up an academy for black boys. And that just never happened for whatever reason. You know, just life happens, right? But I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, man, if she just had the donations or the money or whatever. I mean, it was, of course, there's red tape in government and education regulation and all that other kind of red tape bullshit, and I'm not really talking about that. I'm just saying, you know, what if she had the money to start that school? And why not? Why couldn't we all have the money to have what we want and help who we want and have our dreams, our hopes and dreams and goals come true? Like, why should we not have that? Because you don't know about effective marketing. Barbara would have never thought about this marketing strategy on her own, and that's just the tip. That's just me thinking about it while I'm doing the dishes. You know, so that's exactly what's going to happen with you guys when I meet with you and sit and talk about your business. One warning, though, I realized last night, if you're just in your business to make money, this is not going to work. Because in order for me to position you and really make you stand out from the competition, I have to look at the authenticity factor. I have to see the magic and the sparkle in your eye and in your product in order to really bring that out of you and bring it to life. And that's what I was able to do with this leg campaign. Like, the way that guy was marketing his campaign compared to what I did, it's like the vision of his, I was able to understand the vision of his conference, and I was able to bring that vision to life. you know, in different formats through video and email and banners and such and such. And he is very happy, and I'm happy that he's happy, because he was not able to articulate that in an effectively marketing way, to get that out to the masses, to let them understand that this is going to be a great event to come out to, you know. So the point is, I have to really understand your passion. This guy really, really wants to help Black youth, and like, you having a passion and a mission gets me excited and gets me emotionally involved, and that's when I'm able to just kind of come up with plans for people, just sort of like instinctively, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so for Barbara, we would talk about her history. She's been in the hair industry forever. We would get some of her craziest, like when you have a social media site, you want to make it engaging, you want to make it fun, right? So I would also collect information from her on what are her craziest hair stories, like who have been her craziest clients, or what was the toughest job, or, you know, how did she get into the industry? So we'd create a whole sort of lifestyle sort of brand. So it's not just about Y Organics, it's also about Barbara and her personal journey. And, you know, like we can do a whole thing on mothers and daughters and Black hair and that whole bond, and talk a little bit about the relationship between her and her daughter, and just make her even more relatable, right? Barbara's husband had locks. I think he still does. As she would do his hair. You know, she could write a story about that. She could start a whole men's hair care line, which is just a matter of, it could be the exact same product, just with different marketing, different branding, and, you know, just sell it as a men's line. And, you know, then there's the whole cross-connector thing with marketing, where she could, you know, get together with like a Black marketing, like a Black couples counseling. I just heard about Bell Biv DeVoe. One of those guys is married and been married for 11 years, expecting their baby, and hooking up with some Black marriage counselors that I think they're having an Atlanta march to keep Black families together, you know. And so Barbara could do a cross thing with them, because that's a relationship thing, and she could tie that into a relationship thing with her and her husband, and how she would do his hair, and create intimacy around that, and just tap into a whole other market about people who weren't even thinking about doing hair. They were thinking about their, you know, keeping Black families together, and this march. And then people are like, oh wow, well look at this great product, like tying it in. That's something that Barbara would probably not think about on her own. Again, this is what Mapton will do for you. We will come up with your entire marketing plan, and like I said, a whole email, a whole whatever. Send us your questions, you know, things that common mistakes that she sees Black women make with their hair. Like, that's just oh, what an interesting article, let me read that. And yeah, maybe I will sign up for her newsletter. And of course, all that content would have to be created, you know, and videos can be made out of that whole series, and like I said, blog content. But like, Barbara's like 60, you know, and I don't think she wants to manage her own marketing campaign. So, you know, Mapton would come up with the marketing campaign, as we just did, in about 15 minutes, and then say, yeah, these are all the things that you should do, you know, go run and do it. And yeah, oh my God, we would do like a t-shirt campaign. It's like Ask Me Why, because she's got this cool little why. So it'd be like Ask Me Why, you know, and she could just hire some students to walk around for an hour or two at a natural hair care show. Like, I mean, you know, so many little promotional ideas that I'd be able to come up with for her business. But yeah, so, you know what, she should just sit back and make her product and do hair and stay at home with her husband and just relax for the rest of her life, while, you know, Mapton creates all of that content and then executes all of that content, and then she just gets to sit back and run her business, and the money rolls in. And, you know, and Mapton does take a portion of all sales. I need to let you guys know that up front. It's just a really teeny tiny one. It's kind of like Shark Tank. But yeah, so anyway, that's how we come up with marketing plans. And when we sit down with you and we analyze your business, we will do the same kind of thing for you. But what we always do first, and now you guys might be cheating a little bit because I've given you a whole bunch of ideas, and you're like, oh, how can I do that in my business? But the first thing I'm going to do when I sit down with you guys is ask you, well, how do you think, what have you been doing so far? Like, what kind of marketing have you been doing? If you haven't been doing marketing, why not? What are you scared of? What do you know? What do you don't know? Do you not know where to begin? And kind of figure out what has and hasn't worked before. And yeah, and if you didn't hire Mapton, if you weren't working with Mapton, how would you market your business? What would you do? Because again, I want to see I want to see just what people are thinking and what they're used to, what's common, what's out there. And I also want to see what kind of mistakes people are making and then correct those. So yeah, that is the plan. I just wanted to let you know really quickly that that is how your personalized business plan would work. Exactly that process I just went through, because I know Barbara, I know her passion, and I'd be like, wait a second, I'm not even a client of hers, and she's been doing my hair for 16 years. Like, why do I not buy her product on a regular basis? And it's a great product, because I was actually thinking about buying somebody else's product that I had run into at an event. You know what I mean? That's another thing. If you can't be at an event, like, just put aside $50, hire a student for 2-3 hours to show up at an event and market your product. You know what I mean? And another thing that we can do is we can find out about customer acquisition costs, how much it costs to get a customer, and if they go on a subscription, the lifetime value of your client, how much money a client is likely to spend with you over, a year or lifetime or whatever, and just kind of figure out what your profit margins might be, and how much you can allocate for marketing initiatives, like hiring students to go to events and push your product, or, getting banners and videos and that kind of stuff. So you can work a marketing budget into your overall business, and some people just don't know to do that or think to do that. But anyway, that's how the customized small business Maptum marketing plans work. Okay, bye.